Hi. Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're well. Gonna wait for some more people to come into the room, do a little skincare. You know how we do. We start 6 minutes in. Great. I have got some original Stroop waffles. They're toasted waffles filled with caramel. As well as I've got some cinnamon or chai. Some chai. Spice chai. Hey, JW. Wow, I just got the alert that I'm live. And I've been live for at least a minute now. Hi, Amy. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Soka Addict. Great. I'm glad you can hear me, Amy. Thank you. Great. Amazing. Perfect, everyone. Come into the room. What's the song I used to sing? I used to be like, I used to sing a song, right? It's like, oh my God. And then I saw her face. Dun, 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 dun. Now I'm a believer. We're going to get started 6 minutes in. You guys know the drill. So those of you guys who are hashtag replay gang, which is part of the song, if you are hashtag replay gang, please check the description box and we'll start at 6 minutes. What did I do with that song? Wow. Giselle, the Shrek song. That's cute. That's an actual song sung by a band. I actually know that song from the oldie station growing up. Lisa, hello. Stroop waffles. Oh yeah, it was the monkeys. Well, I can't believe I forgot that song. Anyways, wait. Song? Was that from 2021? Anyways, one day I'll remember it. Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here. 17 people in the room. Thank you for giving that thumbs up, Amy. Yeah, was it Come On in the Room? It was something like that. Oh, you know what song is it started off like a song that I really like. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. It's time to talk 90 Day. So something, na-na-na-na. replay gang. The other way. Oh my God. Why can't I remember this song? It really is the Other Way song. Hi, Rebecca Rockland. It's 6 o'clock in the evening. It's time to talk 90 Day. SNF if in the room. Or hashtag replay gang. I gotta find the words. Okay, 20 seconds, y'all. We'll get started. Let me chew this. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 2, To Have Peace. My name is Wah. If you're new to my channel, I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as 90 Day Fiancé, Love After Lockup, Seeking a Sister Wife, Married at First Sight, Blind, Love is Blind. I'm like, blind love. I don't know. But anyways, if you are at all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you feel like giving your girl a tip, if you get the hee hee ha ha's, please do so with all of these options down below. Thank you so much to those guys of you. Thank you so much to those of you who do that. And I appreciate it always, always, always. All right, let's jump right into this episode. I really want to find the song. Oh, wait a minute. Did I find it? It's 6 p.m. in the evening. We're here to talk 90 Day. So stop on by and have a kiki, a drama of The Other Way. Set the time and the day, 5 after 6 on Sundays. Catch me live or hashtag replay gang. Either way, you've made my day. I remember I did it. I found it. Oh my God. We did it. We did it. We found the songs. We remembered it. I get to sing it again. So now I'm going to sing it, except for it's not Sunday at 6 p.m. because guess what? Discovery Plus does not give us the episode early anymore. Remember, I used to be here dedicated on Sundays at 6 p.m. and I could do that again. If only Discovery Plus would give me the bloody episode at 10 a.m. so I can watch it. Anyways, thanks for joining me on The Other Way. Let's, I'm going to save this because I don't want to have to search for it again. Let me get my notes out. It's great. It was a great come Jesus moment just now. I loved every second of it. All right. So this is going to be quick. It's late. I got to get up early. I love you guys so much, but she got tangs chadu. So we're going to start with the first couple. That is Chris and Jamie. So Chris has decided to put on her Troll's best, her rainbow bright getup, her Bratz doll attire, or something, girl. I do not know. She was just like, she was a rainbow, just came and threw up on her. Okay. She would like to go. She's going to go and she's going to meet what's her face in Bogota. But before that, they have a like one-on-one session and they're Skyping or whatnot. I wonder what the time difference was. But anyways, Chris is like, there's my beautiful baby. And we're like, Angela? It was so Angela. So it's one day she's supposed to leave. They talk to each other. They say, oh, you're my person. You're my person. You're my soulmate. And every single one of us in the audience who's watched this show for the past 4 seasons, who've watched before the 90 Day for the past 6, who've watched 90 Day Fiancé for the past 9 years, we're rolling our eyes. We're just rolling everything. Because we're like, soulmates? Not only have you never left the country before, which you kind of later in this episode, but you don't know this person. You're not soulmates. You're really good friends and you like each other. So she's ready to leave it all behind. She's ready to get on with a new adventure. And this is where she's got all the colors on, as well as like every single bracelet one could ever have on one's arm. Just like so many bracelets. And she gets into the car, drags her mother and her son and her daughter with her. And I mean, not drags, I'm just being dramatic. But I mean, her son is 18 years old. And I hate to judge her for this because maybe she's from the part of the country where like 18-year-olds are adults. But I'm from a more delayed development part of the country, or at least community, or at least family, where 18, you still 17. Like, you don't actually turn 20 until you turn 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, 18 is, I mean, to say that you're ready to live your life for yourself and that you're just going to leave your child behind. I mean, the older one is 23, so it's fine. You're going to leave your whole world and say that you need to live your life for you. If I were that person's child, I'd be like, damn, my mother felt like she was trapped when she was raising me. And it's not to say that she isn't trapped, and it's not to say that she has no right to feel that way. It's not to say any of those things. I do think that sometimes people get themselves in situations that maybe, while they love their loved ones and they love their children, that maybe, hey, when it's done, they're glad it's over. But it's a one thing to feel that. It's another thing to say it on national TV. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So this is a controversial topic, but the last time we talked about this, where I talked about someone, what channel did I talk about someone not having luggage? Oh, I think it was last time on Chris's Live. Someone got very upset because they were like, well, I own luggage that doesn't have wheels. And the truth is like, yes, if you own a duffel bag or a little tote, but like full on travel around the world luggage, I have not seen that I have not seen somebody walking through the airport with a suitcase like it's a giant briefcase. And that's what she was doing. She had so many items with her. And I wonder what was in those items. Like, that was the one thing too. I was like, did she bring stupid things like Pantene Pro V? Like, I hope she didn't take anything dumb that like you could totally get there, but as an American, she's like, well, I don't know what kind of shampoo they have there, so let me take some shampoo. Like, maybe she did that. I wonder what was in there. I mean, she's a lot of clothes. Or was she like, did she take all her winter clothes with her too? Like, that's it. That's all I was wondering. So, no shade to those of you who don't have luggage with wheels on it, but let me tell you right now, having luggage with wheels on it is the future. And you really are doing yourself a disservice by not having luggage with wheels. Let me tell you, I have an overnight bag. I have a beautiful weekender. The first time I took it on an airplane, I said, oh, never again. That's the kind of bag that you take when you're driving to a destination and you don't have to walk through an airport with it on your arm like this. You know what I'm saying? I said, never again. And it's beautiful. I love it. I bought it specifically for travel, but it honestly is just a weekender. And if I could put wheels on it right now and make it more functional, I would. So, anywho, then we have Jamie, who goes to a beauty bar, with her best Judies, her best gays, and she gets her makeup done and she gets her hair done because she wants to look beautiful for Chris, which I thought was a really sweet gesture. So then they start talking about narcolepsy, and for whatever reason, these men do not know what narcolepsy is. Now, here's the truth. We in the United States may not fully know what narcolepsy is, but enough writers have written movies and bits and whatnot about narcolepsy that we know of it as a situation where one just falls asleep during the most inopportune times, right? And so we kind of, at least me, I kind of thought of it as like a funny thing to have. Like, I go to sleep sometimes. But apparently it's like terrible. Apparently it's like debilitating and like a really bad thing. Yeah, I imagine one cannot drive a car if one has narcolepsy. But like, I mean, I would have never thought that it was as horrible as what she described. And she hasn't even described anything. So I would like to know more of an insider's tip on like how it affects her daily besides not being able to drive, because she says that she's a manager of a shipping company. And she also like does a lot of stuff. So I was just trying to like, get some clarity on that. Not to say that she's not telling the truth. I just want to know. I'm curious. And so the gays are like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? And she's like, I don't know, but she falls asleep during our FaceTime sometimes. And, I'm just really worried about how I'm going to be able to take care of her. And Not to say that one can't be worried, and I think that one should have a healthy dose of worry, but it just kind of feels like Jamie truly isn't prepared for it. Like, has she done? I would have loved to see a scene where Jamie was like, you know what, I am nervous, but I've done all the prep work. I understand her needs, and I want to support her through this because I love her so much. That wasn't her response. Her response felt a little bit like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, so we'll see. Um, we find out that Jamie has been in pageants. So she's like a beauty queen. She's been doing it since she was little. And so, yeah, but her parents don't know she's gay. Remember that. So that's really it for them. To be honest, that is it for them. Okay, let's move on to the next couple. Let's move on to, do I have their picture? New couple alert. New couple alert. Okay, so that's Nicole and Mahmoud, which I love that name. So at first we see this woman with bell-bottom pants and a jacket, and the song is like, Hollywood girls. Yeah, we're such Hollywood girls. We're Hollywood girls, girls, girls. Now, Nicole is 38 years old. So if there's anything that we know about a 38-year-old woman is that she knows better. And that anything that she's choosing to do is a grown-ass woman making grown-ass woman decisions. And so at this point, all we do is sit back and watch. That's all we can do. So she's a pizza delivery person, or maybe she works for like DoorDash or something. And she says that she gets lost in LA a lot. And I was like, oh, you're not from LA. Because really, there's no reason to get lost in Los Angeles. There's not a bunch of one-way streets. Like, there's no reason to get lost in Los Angeles. Let me just say that. She also resells clothes because she's super into fashion, but she hated the fashion world. So she was on the spiritual journey because that's what happens when you move to LA. You all of a sudden becomes very spiritual because it like sucks the soul out of you at some point. And so she got on this spiritual journey to, what's that place called? Egypt, girl, Egypt. Her and, we're back in Egypt again, right? We're back in Egypt. We just left Egypt with Muhammad and Eve, and now we are back again. And so she's there and on her very last day, and this is what happens to all the women on their very last day. Oh, you guys, did I tell you guys I cut myself? Oh, let me just move through this pain. Oh. It was so dramatic, but it hurts. Okay, let me tell you. Let me just tell you. Okay, it's almost subsiding. You know, like when you stub your toe, or like when you. Okay, it's almost done. Okay, anyways, so I cut myself with a knife, and it was pretty deep. It was pretty deep. And I didn't get stitches on it because I waited too long, but also they said I didn't need stitches. Thank God, thank God. And like, oh my God. No, my hands are just fat. Maybe it is swollen. Does it look swollen? I don't think it is. Anyways, so I just hit it, and I hit it on everything. It's like the hand that hurts is the one you hit it on everything, and it's healing. It's healing. It's better than it was last week. Ooh, I did it not last Saturday, but the Saturday before. So this will be the second. This Saturday comes up will be 2 weeks. Girl, it was traumatic. And I was here by myself. Saturday night, I had just come back from being out. So, you know, she was feeling a little loosey-goosey. And I was washing dishes, and I just went, I was like cleaning the knife, and I went, ah! And then I was like, no, and I saw white. Oh, I saw white. It was so upsetting. And I couldn't stop the bleeding. And then I was like running around, but I did have Band-Aids. That is because I'm an adult. I had Band-Aids, but they weren't the right kind of Band-Aids. So now I have like gauze and like tape and all kinds of nonsense. Because, girl, when you're by yourself, and then the doctors are like, well, why don't you come and get stitches immediately? And I'm like, because I live by myself, and who's going to drive me? I was in a state of stress. Also, I had been like imbibing, and it was Saturday night, and like then I would have had to go on the internet and figure out my doctor's situation because I just moved here, so I just got new insurance, and like I don't have anything set up, nor have I been to the doctor yet besides like a clinic inside of a CVS inside of a Target. So like I don't have much resources at this time to help myself. So I went the next day, and that was a 2-hour adventure. So I mean, what was I going to do? Call the Uber? Please take me to the emergency room. Like, no, I'm going to sleep and wake up tomorrow and get it fixed. But here's the moral of the story. if you cut yourself or someone cuts themselves and they think they need stitches, they won't put stitches in your hand if it's been more than 8 hours since the wound occurred. So if you are concerned that you or your child or someone you love needs stitches, you should take them to the hospital immediately. Otherwise, they're not gonna stitch you up. I don't know what they're gonna do, if they're gonna just like, I don't know what they're gonna do. But anyways, very stressful. So yes, which is why I didn't go live the next day, and it was like, ugh. So much going on. Anyways, this girl, she's got a cute blonde pixie cut. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the episode by now, so you know who I'm talking about. She's got a cute blonde pixie cut. She's a real cutie chootie. She's in Egypt. Her last day there, she goes into a fabric store. She sees this beautiful man with big brown eyes, and instantly they hang out the whole night together. And then the next day, she's leaving at 10 p.m. So they hang out. Before she leaves, he's like, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, "Ha ha ha ha." And then she goes home. 5 days later, she brings her ass back to Egypt. And let me tell you right now, how long is that flight to Egypt? How long was that travel day? You think I'm coming home and then 5 days later doing it again? She's not. So she came back 5 days later and then ended up staying for like 2 months. But within like 7 days of her being there, they got married. And like he then tells her, once you're married, the way she describes it, it sounds like he said, haha, you're married. Now you must wear a burqa. I mean, and she didn't kind of say it like that, but that's what it kind of sounds like. It's like they didn't have the conversation. It's the same thing with Muhammad and Eve. And here's what it is. This is what I've decided. This is what it must be, because I don't want to think negatively of these men. When I imagine that when you believe that your way of life is the best and ultimate way to live, that anyone else can do anything else. Like you can enjoy looking at women half naked from your perspective when they're fully clothed from a Western perspective. You can see women showing off their beauty in a obvious and salacious way, a way in which your community might determine that to be that way. But it's okay because they're not of your religion and that's just a different culture and it's fine, right? But what if you fell in love with a flesh wielding woman from another place? I think when you grow up in such an immersed culture and society, and it's the same thing with the Americans. When we grow up in such a very specific American society where sex sells literally hamburgers, Carl's Jr. ads will have a skinny woman half naked eating a hamburger. Like that's how much the Western world and specifically America relies on sexuality and sex and sexiness to sell the most mundane of products. It's the way we put people in media. Like certain people have to look a certain way to become. It's the way that we, do it as a society. So it's just as shocking the other way around, right? And so I imagine that we have this man who is not thinking that he's stopping his wife from doing anything, but thinking that, like, hey, I'm here to take care of you. I'm your husband. I'm your protector. You should only show your body to me and your father and like your brother. But any other man who is or possibly could marry you is to not see any of the things as for me only. This is the way our society is run from thousands of years. We're very successful in it. I understand that you come from a different society, but this is what it is. And so I think that what's happening is that we have two people in a relationship who love each other, but they have very different understandings of expression of oneself. And she feels stifled by him, and he doesn't understand why she doesn't understand that she married a Muslim man, and a Muslim man is going to expect his wife, someone that he is married under the banner of Islam and Allah, is not going to adhere to his expectations, especially his cultural ones. So I think that Lisa, you're crazy. So I just think that I don't want to paint Mahmoud as the bad guy, because the truth is that the less conservative person needs to ask the questions when you marry somebody who's in a very conservative religion. And for you to think that he was going to not put any barriers on you in a way that suits him, it's wild. And it's the same thing with Eve and Muhammad. Like I think the difference is that I think maybe Nicole thought that if she brought Muhammad to the States that he would change, but it's like no, he just believes that his way of being and is right and is the correct way. So anyways, she marries him. She's there for 2 months. It's awful. She leaves. She comes back to the United States. She's planning on getting divorced. She pulls his visa, stops everything, and stays. And but they talk every day. She's still so much in love with him because she says he treats her better than any man has ever treated her in her life. And I said, okay. Again, this is a 38-year-old woman who was making 38-year-old woman choices. And if she looked at me and said, he has treated me the best that any man has ever treated me, I I am I understand. I understand. Everybody wants connection, they want love, they want partnership. And unfortunately, his partnership comes with rules that don't work well for her. So anyways, she is trying it again. She's having a conversation with her friends in the flea market and they're just like Nicole is sneaky. Like she will do like she got married, didn't tell us like so it's really hard to read her because she's like kind of secretive. And I'm like, yeah, she seems like a secretive person. So she's like, yeah, he's really strict. He wouldn't allow me to drink. He doesn't want me to show skin, but this is how I express myself. And her friends are like, hold on to your passport. Like basically her friends are like, look, if that man gets a hold of your passport, he's not letting you leave Egypt ever again. So you need to make sure that you hide your passport in a safe place so that you're able to leave the country whenever you want. And I said, whoa, whoa, your friends don't trust him. Surely not. And so, yeah, Beth. And so then she gets on a Skype call with him. And she's like, well, you know that we have problems and we argue. And he's like, oh, well, no, I'm sorry. I don't have any problems. I don't argue. You're the one who has problems. You're the one who argues. And I was like, ugh, this is bad. Chris says that he was probably behaving that way because it's culturally like the way that some Arab people behave, where it's like, no, when the cameras are on, everything is fine. I'm not the problem. You're the problem. I mean, she said it in a much more eloquent way. But I'm like, yeah, if that was kind of he doesn't understand what a reality show is. So I thought that was funny. Um, it is like crazy. This girl says that she went back and forth from Egypt for six different times, and they always fought. And it's just like, girl, I am not somebody who needs to express myself via fashion, but I am somebody who needs to perform and express myself that way. If I married a man who knew I did the podcast and knew I did YouTube, and then all of a sudden he tells me that I can no longer do it once I marry him, I would be like, oh no, you have to tell me that first. And then I would have to really think about my need for this. And then I would have to tell him no, because my need to perform and to express myself and to make people laugh and make people happy is stronger than my need to want a marriage or a relationship. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So it's quite interesting, her dilemma. Um, oof, my hand is hurting. So anyways, that's the end of them. The next couple that we are going to talk about is Gabe and Isabel. I mean, I'm really happy for them. It was really a sweet moment watching Isabel talk about Gabe and how much she loves him, and just kind of how she found out that Gabe was trans. And we see a little scene with Gabe leaving his mother. Nothing really happens. We just see that Isabel has a conversation with her daughter at the skate park, and they're talking about how her grandparents are going to take it. That is Isabel's mother and father, her daughter's grandparents. when do they talk to their the son about it? We see that Isabel is like playing with Nerf guns with them, and she really loves her kids, and it's really going to be interesting because we find out, in the first episode that Gabe is not necessarily too fond of kids, which is kind of disheartening. So yeah, we want the best for them. We think that Isabel and the daughter are really, really sweet, and nothing really happens. I put mom helps him pack. Nerf gun with the son. She was a teen mom at 17 with her daughter Sara. She loves the Gabe's energy, laughing and dancing and always happy, which is very different from all the ex-men that she used to be with. She has a son. His name is Michael Angel, or Miguel Angel, which is Michael Angel, which is like, what are some of the other angels' names? But I know like Lucifer was an angel, and like, what's another angel's name? Michael. Michael was an angel. I don't know any other angels' names, but it's funny that she named him Michael Angel. Miguel Angel. So, which rhymes, which is cute. So her daughter is a good dancer, and she competes, I believe. And she ended up checking Gabe's IG once they got together, once they started hanging out, and then that's how she found out. And then Gabe reached out, and we all know the rest. That's what I thought too. Dress your age. Wait, did I say? Was I saying Gabriel? Was it his name is Gabe? Was I saying Gabriel? What was I saying? Was I saying something wrong? I see everybody putting Gabriel, Gabrielle, Gabriel. What's happening? Okay, I'm sorry. Was I saying the wrong thing? I don't know. Anyways, um, I meant to say Gabriel. Oh, what other angels? Oh, that's so funny. He's an angel name too. Oh, great. So there's Michael, there's Gabriel. Okay, so it's like her naming her son Gabriel Angel, also Miguel Angel. Great. I'm glad now that we know what we're saying. I was like, what? What's happening? Also, there might be a slight delay because you guys are now answering my question, and I feel like I asked that question a long time ago. But anyways, Raphael too. Okay, Rafael. I don't know how to say it in Spanish. Anywho, so she really felt that Gabe was a breath of fresh air. Okay, now let's move on to Jen and Rashni. I really feel like Jen shouldn't wear a dark color on her lid, and if so, she needs to blend it. That's it. So basically, we start off the scene with Jen talking to her mother and being like, "What side of the table does the fork go on?" And the mother's like, "Girl, I do not know." And then they're making tacos. So then I had to make tacos because I love tacos so much. And I have literally eaten tacos every day since Sunday. I bought a pound of ground beef. I know it's terrible Tex-Mex American tacos. Like I didn't even get any asada. But listen, I don't have asada money, nor do I have asada cooking skills, okay? So I made tacos with ground beef. I know, and shredded cheese. Kill me. No, no, no. But I didn't put any lettuce on it. So, anyways, so oh, my internet is bad. This whole time it was good, and now it's bad. Boo. So, anyways, they eat tacos, and she starts to cry with her sister-in-law because her sister-in-law is going to meet her. And then they're like, "Well, what does his family think of you? Do they love you as much as we do?" And she's like, "Actually, they don't know who I am. He introduced me as a friend, so they know me, but they don't know I'm his affianced. We're engaged." And then they're like, "Okay, well, what's the plan?" And she's like, "Well, I'm hoping that once he explains to them that he loves me, because love marriages are kind of odd in India, and so he's allowed to make a love marriage, but I think they're probably going to have a problem that I'm not Indian and can't bear him any children. So we're running into the Sumit and Jenny situation. Hopefully it's not as bad because at least, oh my God, it's another Jen. It's another Jennifer in India taking an Indian man. Jennifers from all over the world storming India to steal their men. So she's hoping that Rashni is going to have more cojones than Sumit, and that he is going to just tell them, "Yeah, I love her, and I want to marry her." First of all, Jasmine, I don't know if you know where I'm at, but I'm not in the land of Northgate. Okay, I'm not in the land of Gonzales. I'm not in the land of Casadenas. Is it Casadenas or Casdenas? Casdenas. I'm not in the land of. I'm not in the land of Superior. So if you think that there are any markets like Northgate, I don't know what to tell you, sis. They're not. Superior. Okay, I'm not. All right. Um Anyways, so yeah, so she's like, yeah, this is what happened. And then so her in-laws are all, I mean, her mother is like, "Oh, I want Jen to be happy. She's wanted love all her life, and I really hope this is it for her." And I'm like, your mother is really nice, because I feel like my family would have been like, "Girl, another one? You're moving where for this one?" And then we have her friends, and her friends, they think she's an absolute idiot. And they are okay with shaming her publicly on television. Okay, her friends are like, "You're stupid. Your first husband was a sham. Your second husband, you're an idiot. I can't believe you did this again. And now you're moving to India and this man's family doesn't even know who you are. First of all, let me catfish him." And she's like, "Okay." And then they catfish him. He doesn't take the bait, in my opinion. All he does is ask, "Hey, do I know you? And where are you from?" And her friend is like, "He answered. That means that he's a lying, scamming cheater." And I'm like, that is not, I don't see, I did not. His name is Rishi, not Roshni. Okay, my bad, my bad. Oh no, I said you said I thought his name. Listen, I know somebody named Roshni, so that's why it popped into my head. Okay, Rishi. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. So the friends are just trash. The friend is like waiting to get on TV, and I think, listen, sometimes, listen, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Okay, sometimes you have friends that come on there like Danielle's friends, and you're just like, yeah, read her. But these friends, I mean, at least this blonde one, she was terrible. At the end of the conversation, she's like, "Well, I tried to help you. Good luck in India." And her friend Jen is like, "Oh, well, I still love you." She's like, "Yeah, I love you too. All the best. Bye." And I'm like, dang. She just like read you for filth on TV. Read you for filth on TV. And I'm like, what red flag? The man didn't do anything wrong. And the friend is just like, "Well, the fact that he even answered a strange woman's DMs." And then I want to know if she put a picture of herself up, because she was like, anyways, y'all saw the episode. You know what I'm talking about. You are a Roshni, but you're not the Roshni I'm talking about. Rishi is his name. You're right. Okay, let's get to the last couple, and that is Danielle. Danielle is an entire a-hole. Danielle is an entire a-hole. She's rude, and it's just like, I just don't know. Let's get started at the top. Okay, so Danielle and Johan. So she's like, "Okay, cuidado." Is it cuidado that she said? Be careful. We don't want an accidente. And it's just like, girl, you're starting already. She should not be dating Johan. And he's not even that much younger than her for her to be treating him the way that she's treating him. He's not an idiot. He's been driving in the DR for however long he's had this car. And like she's just like, be careful. This is just after she's come back telling him that um his American dream is not real and that they're going to live in the DR. And so we get to his house, all these people rush out to say hello to her, or like gathered around the living room with her, and they love her. He says that the family thinks that she's like the best thing, that she walks on water. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Bien, bien. And todos son loco por Danielle. They are crazy for Danielle. And then he talks about 16 people. Now, it's very, he has two sisters and their kids, and his mom and his dad. And I'm like, that must mean that there's at least four bedrooms, one for him, one for his mom and dad, one for each sister. And then the kids sleep in the same room as the sister, or I don't know. I mean, depends on the weather. I have been known on a tropical setting to sleep on a hammock. I will sleep outside in the hammock. Do not tempt me. Oh my god, it's the best going to sleep in a hammock. The only problem is that when you want to like roll over and lay on another part of your body, you can't. So then you have to get up and go in the house. But a good like 5-hour nap in a hammock, I love it. So they go into his room because she's like, oh, I had to get away from the family, and we're only going to stay at Johan's family's house for one night because I have an extensive skincare routine and I can't do it there. Also, there's no air conditioning, and after 24 hours of being hot, I become a mean person. Girl, why can't you just say you want to stay in a place with air conditioning? That's super valid. It's super valid. So in the morning she gets up and she does like all as much skincare as she can. She starts talking to him about wanting a little refrigerator in the bathroom. And this is when I was like, girl, wrong audience. Like, you're wrong freaking audience. This is so unnecessary. She's so tedious. Is she not tedious? Tedious. So then we have the big reveal of the butcher shop, and this is where she becomes an absolute maniac a-hole. So this man is so proud to show her the business that he's been creating while she's been away. And the first thing she does is talk shit, talk about how the meat has to be cold and where are the refrigerators. And he's like, people want to see the meat with their eyeballs, and there's flies all over it. She starts to like get grossed out and talk about bacteria and all this stuff. And I'm like, here's the thing, Americans. Have you guys been on TikTok? Have you been on the side of TikTok where people who are American but are culturally from like the Caribbean or like Asia, like there's a thing on TikTok right now where anytime anytime an American or like Canadian Asian person makes rice, they always remember to say over and over to wash your rice, because there's like a debate on TikTok whether or not one should wash their rice. Sorry, waiting for my network to get better. Bye. So, with that is another conversation on TikTok and on these social media streets about people who clean the shit out of their meat, right? I watched a video of like Haitian people cleaning chicken, and they go through like like they soak it in vinegar and lemon and then wash it and then do something else with it, like under hot water or something. Like, various folk have various methods of cleaning their meat because other countries handle meat differently. And I can tell you right now, the Dominicans cook the shit out of meat. So while she's over here almost vomiting in her mouth, talking about, okay, even the rich people eat their food like this. This is crazy. I said, are you looking left and right in this barrio? Do you see any rich people in this barrio? Or I'm sorry, what do you think the fancy folks from like whatever the capital is just going to come down to this barrio to buy meat from your man, and that's why we have to make sure that it's refrigerated? This is a low like overhead business. He buys the meat. He has some refrigerators to put it in at night. He has very limited things inside of this shop. This is not like, the butcher on the corner of Fifth Avenue selling the fancy ass deli meats. You know what I'm saying? Like, like dress your age. Have you ever been? I'm sorry. I know that when I go to certain places that my family are from, that we got to cook the shit and clean the shit out of that meat because we don't know how it's been handled. Like, we don't know. There are literally flies everywhere. So that's why we cook at it. I'm not saying you should eat it, but what I'm saying is that there's certain cooking practices that eliminate those kinds of nonsense. The meat or fresh kill. Yeah. I'm like, he's buying the meat butchered. I don't think he's butchering it. There's no wagyu. Yeah, there's no Japanese specific cows. But I guess what I'm saying is like it is crazy that she's acting the way she's acting. When he's saying in this country, this is how we do it. And she's trying to like, I guess, make him spend more money. And then she brings out her stupid computer and starts plugging the numbers and then says, I don't know how I'm supposed to be with somebody who can't do basic math. Didn't nobody ask you to be with him? You come over here and tripped all over your own self trying to get on that dick. So don't act like he forced you into this marriage. You could go home. I'm sick of her. Like, I am sick of her. I am sick of her. She's just. I've been to Mexico and my sister's mother-in-law wouldn't buy the meat from the market when she would cook for us when we visited. See? So what I'm saying is that she's acting as though someone is asking her to eat this meat. If he's saying this is the normal business, then it's the normal business. And I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna cook the shit out of their meat and it'll be fine. She's like trying to explain things to him, and then she's like, I feel like I'm playing Who's on First, which is an improv like skit about communication. It's what in the corporate world gets used in effective communicating like trainings. So you can check it out on YouTube. It's called Who's on First, as in like who's on first base. So it's just really frustrating that she would say something like that and act this way, especially because in the beginning I didn't dislike her as much. I knew she was loony toony, but I didn't know she was abusive. And now we're seeing her being abusive, and I don't like it. I don't like it that she's trying to pretend like she doesn't know that she is the lifeline for these people. And then she's going to be over here like he doesn't reach into his wallet to pay for anything. It's because you have more money than him. And I don't know why you don't understand that this man doesn't make enough money to be taking you out and paying for stuff. And I feel like next episode, she's going to talk to him about paying her rent. And he's going to be like, no, I can't pay the fancy ass rent. I don't work like that. She's like, she doesn't get it. She doesn't understand that he probably gets paid what we would consider less than minimum wage. He doesn't get paid enough to make a life for himself. And that's what he says. And she doesn't get that. She's trying to stop him from going to the US making as much money as he can. Which, listen, we all know that he married her because she was American. He might think she's sexy. He might like have, you know what I'm saying? Like he might be attracted to her, but like I feel like one of her biggest attractions was the fact that she was American. Yeah, Beth, I think you're right. It is the original one, Barb. It's just on video. Yeah. But you don't go there and talk about it as though you have some sort of authority or know what you're talking about. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry that I'm late. I'm late because I had so much to do earlier. Oh, and you guys, in about at least 2 hours from now in Central Time at midnight, Chris and I did a collab with Reality Gaze. And if you guys are at all interested in podcasts, which I know you are, you would love the Reality Gaze. I think anybody who watches us would love the Reality Gaze and their antics. They have a podcast and they have a Patreon. They're not on YouTube, but you might be able to find some clips of them on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter. And we're good friends with them, and they have us on their channel too. I mean, their podcast is probably like 5 times bigger than ours, so they're really gracious and lovely, and they want to put us on and help us like grow our podcast. So we would ask that you go and show them some love as well. Show them some love on IG, show them love anywhere you can, and just have a listen, and we hope that you listen to us as well. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Becca. Thanks, Mac Reviews. Hi, Mac Reviews. You made it. Alicia, Renee, Rebecca, Barbara, Yazelle, Dress Yo Age, Beth P. And who else was here? Amy was in here. Marcia Endeavor is in here. Ramsterdam is not here. Roshni was here. Renee was here. Who else? Roselle was here. Jasmine was here. Baba Baby Blinky Blanket. And Michelle McDaniels. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, you guys. Okay. Have a fantastic day. Bye.